Today's feature presenter is Denise Mokadsi, and she holds the category of personal fitness trainer in our chapter. She's been in business for more than 10 years, and together with her husband, Michael, has two young boys, George, who's 15, 16, and Jack, who's 14, going to be turning 15 soon. They've got a pet Labrador, Bella. Her hobbies and interests revolve around family and friends and keeping fit, both physically and in her mindset. She's lived in Bowen for more than 14 years. Her previous job types includes being a nurse, personal trainer, group fitness instructor, nutrition coach. Her burning desire is to run a successful health coaching business where people feel connected and valued. Something that people might not know about her is that she does have twin sisters, and her key to success is to be authentic and listen to what's important to people. So just on a side note, I'd just like to say that I do know Denise loves to help people achieve their personal best, both physically, mentally, and spiritually. And I'm actually doing her 12-week coaching session, and it has been amazing. We're into week 3, and there are lots of challenges, but I know Denise is there to support each and every one of her clients. Denise, over to you. You'll have 10 minutes. And at the last 2-minute mark, I will actually unmute myself and let you know you've got 2 minutes left. Okay, over to you.
No worries. Thank you, Helen. All right, I'll just share my screen. Just the screen?
Perfect.
Okay, awesome. All right, thank you. Just go back. All right, so yeah, that's just me. And yeah, I'm your feel-good coach who previously completed me personal training, but I do sort of take a more of a holistic approach. So not so much PT. This is a new branding that Chris helped me with, and I'm really happy with the direction of where that's going. So here's just a little bit about me and what I do from a fitness perspective with the chapter. I do wear lots of different hats, as probably a lot of us do. We're not just, what we do for work, but there's a lot of other things going on in our lives. And, I'm a daughter. I'm the eldest of 4 daughters. So therefore, a sister, a friend, a wife, a mother, an auntie, cousin, colleague, coach, and student. I think we're all, eternal students, always learning. And I love the fact that I do look forward to learning new things and just staying curious and question things and just keep challenging. There's never a place where we just stop and not learn. So I love that about myself as well. That's one of the good things. So my journey so far has been from high school. I went into science and did a science degree at Melbourne University, majoring in physiology, which I really enjoyed, but a little bit lost as far as what to do for a career after a science degree, which was a bit generic. So then I went on to specialise into a more career-focused avenue and did a nursing degree at Deakin University, and did that for a little while, and then specialised in neonatal intensive care, which I really loved, and spent probably nearly 15 years as a neonatal intensive carist. And when I had my kids, it was a real big juggle with shift work and night duty and 2 small children. They were only 14 months apart. So sort of started to look for something else that would suit our family dynamics a little bit. So I did a certificate 3 and 4 in fitness, which allowed me to work as a group fitness instructor and personal trainer. And so I've probably been doing that now for close to 10 years. Group fitness longer, PT slightly less, about 6 years PT, but that's constantly evolving as well. And further study from the personal training fitness side was nutrition coaching and mindset coaching, which I'm really enjoying, helping people explore those avenues as well. So generally what I do is help people feel good by unleashing the strength and beauty within themselves so that they can live the life they want in a body that they love. And that's a fairly generic kind of statement. And the way that I sort of do that a little bit more specifically is initially by taking an assessment of a person's lifestyle habits and what's going on currently in their lives, where they find themselves and why they have come to a place where perhaps they're at crossroads, or something that's challenging them a little bit, or they're just not feeling good and they want to feel good, it's a great starting point for initial assessment to see where they are and what it is they want, and help bridge that gap between those two things to formulate an effective training plan, which does incorporate a lot of the lifestyle events. Most people will come to me with the idea of changing body composition, generally to lose weight, although I do have a few new clients that are looking to put weight on. And usually it's not just about training muscles and exercising, it has to be the whole lifestyle as well. So hence the nutrition and the mindset coaching play a big role in helping someone to feel good. But I'll focus mostly today in this presentation talk on the muscle side of things. And so there's a number of ways that I can actually do that with people through personal training, mostly one-to-one, or small group personal training, which might be one with two people, like a mum and daughter situation, or husband and wife, and group training, which generally is a bigger setting of people. So it could be up to 20 people, or in my group fitness classes, like this morning for cycle, there were 25 people cycling, and that brings a whole different dynamic to how I coach my clients, and both are good. I love both. Different things come from both of those different kind of training formats. I do also run education workshops, which just gives me a bit of a platform to share the knowledge that I have learned and things that I've found really beneficial when trying to make changes to improve performance or mindset, or the results that you're getting in your life, a bit of goal setting kind of stuff. Specialised programs are also run through FeelGood. So I've got my signature 12-week FeelGood program, which is sort of the big one that I spent many years fine-tuning, and I'm really proud of that program and getting some really good results for people who have started it. So that's one of them. I do have smaller programs that don't run as long as the 12 weeks, like the 4-week thing, the free 5-day mini challenge. I also was doing a lot of school work groups, which sort of got quiet over COVID, unfortunately, but I also love the dynamics of working with teenagers, and they've got lots of body image issues and confidence issues, and they've been really good to have the opportunity to run those sessions, because exercise and movement changes mindset and energy levels and confidence. So I have really enjoyed those, and I'm really looking forward to getting back into the schools when I sort of can, I guess. So why do I do what I do? Predominantly because of the values that I hold important, one of which is that health is the most valuable thing we have. If you don't have your health, you've really got nothing else. So because of that as the main focus, I was just really wanting to learn everything that I could to optimise health, so that I was going to age well and continue to do the things that I enjoy doing pain-free. I also believe that health promotion strategies optimise our quality of life. As a nurse for many years, it was often a very reactive kind of approach. People would come to you or had no choice. They were sick and we were trying to get them well again. But what I do now is more health promotion. So generally people aren't unwell, but if we can optimize, if we feel good, there is actually a way that we can feel better. And that's amazing when we can get to that sort of potential. And it just has a bigger reach rather than just not being, particularly well and getting to just an average level. And I think the health promotion strategies are much better to be proactive with our health rather than reactive. I also love helping others discover their own solutions to their health problems. And when that little light bulb goes off in someone's mind and they can see, another way of looking at something, and they discover their own solution with a little bit of prompting from me without me giving them the answers, that's really, really rewarding, and sort of just fills my heart with joy, really, because someone has understood what I'm trying to do, but it's come from their own inner discovery of that. I also believe that exercise is the answer to almost every chronic health condition. And so I want to just spend a lot of time exercising or encouraging others to do the same. And plus it makes me feel really good, and I want to spend most of my day feeling good. So I thought, yep, I'm doing this for my career. The other part of what I do why I do what I do is the clients that I work with. This is Sarah. She came to me a few years ago now and was really scared to be in the gym, like just didn't want to step her foot into the gym. She'd suffered a lot of health issues and was really, really unwell, and had been doing my cycle classes, got to know me, and over time we became a client sort of coach relationship one-to-one, and I worked really closely with her, and she became really healthy and really strong and confident to walk into the gym. And it was just really amazing because she was getting engaged, and just to see her build so much confidence, she was like a completely different person. So that was really rewarding. Other clients that I have are predominantly in their sort of 50s and 60s. This is Nola. She's an anaesthetist. She works really long hours, very stressful job. Would often talk to me, I guess probably because of the nursing background, would sort of debrief on things that went not so well sometimes with some surgeries. And so another opportunity to stay strong was more a mental strength for her to be able to just debrief and get rid of some of the mental strain, not so much the physical one. She was pretty fit, but mostly we were using those sessions just on a more personal kind of nature to help her perform well and feel good for her work, basically.
2 minutes.
Okay, all right. So I'm just going to scoot now a little bit to the feature presentation, a little bit less about me, but I do differ quite a lot from the other personal trainers. I really do care about the client and focus on what it is that they need. So I'm going to talk about muscle matters and why you should care. Basically, I think the focus in society is a little bit off. Most of us focus on fat, and we need to really focus on the muscle. Muscle is a very metabolically active tissue and helps to improve our metabolism. Metabolic problems, a lot of people have metabolic problems, and it's very closely related to problems with the muscle. So if we can correct the functions of the muscle, we will help solve metabolic problems. So that's why I think muscle is really important. We need to focus on that, not on fat. As we eat food, 30% of the energy provided to the body is used by the muscle at rest. But during exercise, this has increased to as much as 90%. So again, another really important reason to have more muscle and to be using the muscle, because we'll be utilizing a lot more of the energy that we're putting into our body, which helps to keep our body composition in a way that we want it and keeps the metabolism burning along nicely. The problem is that we generally don't move enough, and a couch potato doesn't really have much need for muscle because you don't have to move. Muscles help us move. The other problem is that generally we're living longer, and as I said earlier, we're focusing too much on fat rather than on muscle. So why is living longer a problem? The consequence of aging is this thing called sarcopenia, and it's basically an age-related muscle wasting process that happens just naturally. Generally, over the age of 30, on average, 3 to 8% of muscle is lost every decade. So that really does add up. Potentially, that's a 32% muscle loss by the age of 70. And if you can think about not having any muscle to support your skeleton, you're just going to lose a bit of independence. You're not going to be able to push yourself off a chair, or if you fall over, you can't get up again. So it is really important to keep that integrity of your muscle strong as we age, because we know it's going to shrink and deteriorate if we do nothing about it. Thank you. There's a big link between a lot of chronic conditions and illnesses and the amount of muscle that we have. That's an example of some of them. So renal failure, congestive heart failure. The heart is a muscle. So if we're not working our body and maintaining muscle mass, we can come into this congestive heart failure. Things like arthritis, just because we're not moving the joints. Cancer, HIV, AIDS, and immobilization is a big one, because if we're not moving, that brings on a lot of other problems. So here's a little bit of a cross-section of the changes that happen as we age. The darker orangey brown is the muscle, and in that's a younger person. There's a lot more muscle mass compared to the fat, which is that lighter yellowy brown color on the outside. As we age, just by a process of aging, the muscle, which is that darker brown in the B, is pulling away. So by default, we have more fat compared to the muscle. So the solution is basically to move more. We just need to be moving all the time. Even if you train for 30 minutes or an hour a day, but you spend 8 hours sitting down, you're negating the effects of your training. So we just need to be moving more often throughout the day, and training needs to be specific. The muscles will only respond to the things that we do. So if you are a weightlifter, you look different to a marathon runner just by default of this principle of specificity, where the muscles will adapt to the loads placed on it. The good thing is that we are our own gym and we can just use our own body weight. Another important thing for muscle maintenance and growth is progressive overload. So we need to be lifting heavier each time to continually challenge the muscle to do that. So if you don't have weights, if you've got a partner, chuck them on your back and get stronger by lifting heavier. And so the big deal really is that, you know, we do need muscle. It helps to increase our strength and confidence and improve our metabolic conditions. It helps to improve longevity with increased independence, and really overall health and function is improved if we have more muscle. I'm not going to get you to do any push-ups or sit-ups, but that's sort of, you know, you want to be thinking about that. So our ideal referrals for me is basically anyone who's getting older, that's everyone, who is ready to live joyfully longer and live life on their own terms. Cream referrals are the bigger sort of groups of the heads of sports, coordinators, sporting gyms, team managers, gym fitness directors and small business owners for corporate wellness programs. An ideal referral is that sort of bigger corporate organisation. Hospitals and nursing directors are really good just because of my previous history in that environment, and lots of nurses could definitely do with improving their health mentally and physically. And that's it. So yeah, I'm not going to tell you to get down and give me 20, but I will say if you don't move it, you will lose it. So thank you for your attention, and I hope you enjoyed the presentation.
Fantastic. Well done. And everyone can catch up with Denise with the 1-2-1 after the meeting to hear about more of her business. Let's give her a round of applause.
Thanks, everyone.
Denise?
Thank you. Yeah, so just follow on Facebook, you know, get your friends or family just to follow it. I'm always posting tips on, you know, things that you can do, little things in your day that can help you live longer, happier and feel well.
Thank you.